Today, I want to talk about brands I am no longer buying in 2026. And this isn't just me, I researched. So let's just get right into it. There are brands that I used to buy without even thinking about it. They used to fly, and it really felt safe buying them. A lot of them were, to me, were considered bolos and or bread and butter brands. So it kind of shocked me because I went in and did research on this for me and for you because I wanted to see what were the least amount of things selling now or what isn't selling that was. So let's just get right into this. I want to look at my notes first. So these brands aren't selling because they're bad, they're no longer good, or anything like that. It's just we ebb and flow, as I've said in other videos. We go in and out of styles, and that's just how it is. So I think it's also because the market changed, prices went up, so many different things. So if you feel like your things are sitting longer, you're right. I do think you're right because so are mine, and so are a lot of other people who are still buying these brands. Now, if these brands are selling for you, please put it in the comments below because I love to see the difference. So are they just not selling because of the way we're listing them? So let me know once I go through the brands because I'm really curious. But if your debt pile also feels like it's growing because you bought things a few months ago and now you're like, why did I buy these? Literally, some of the things, that's how quickly they changed. So the only things with those things that are in my closet is I am lowering prices a lot and seeing if that works first before donating or selling for even lower. So in 2026 so far, and guys, we're in the middle of February, almost the end, actually. We have 11 days left for the end of February. It's just reselling starting to feel a little different. So I'm going a few different ways with that. Buyers are more cautious. You could just tell they want everything for less money. And I don't know if that's because of the live shows. I used to say I thought it was because I did a couple and I had to sell things for so low, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you think about the live shows in the comments. It doesn't just have to be on Poshmark, anywhere really. So we all have access to the same type of racks now. Everyone is listing similar items. Things just used to be different, like when I first started. And when there are 3,000 of the same sweater online, yeah, that's oversaturated. We're oversaturating the market. So it becomes a race to the bottom. It's definitely not a race to the top when that happens. So it's time to look for more special things, things that aren't saturated, unique things. But when we have those type of things that aren't selling, that's not sustainable. You can't build calm on razor thin margins. You just can't. So these are the brands I am no longer buying in 2026 because of all the research that I have just done. And if you feel differently, please put it in the comments. So what I'm personally stopping grabbing, unless it's extraordinary now, fast fashion for one. I don't buy Shein, but I'm going to add it in the list for you guys. Forever 21, Shein, H&M. Now let me just say that H&M collabs, a collaboration, I would think about. Old Navy, but I would check comps. Target brands, and the Target brands are A New Day, Wild Fable, you know, the brands that are cheap but brand new. Buyers know that. And once you factor in platform fees and shipping, it just doesn't make sense for me, because if they're that cheap of a brand, people don't want to pay for them. Now, I also do enjoy Target collabs, collabs, I don't know, because sometimes you can make more money on them, and some really good brands do these Target collaborations. So, but like I said, these brands are already cheap new. So what are you making on them, and is it even worth it? That's the thing. You have to take the pictures, you have to list them. So I started thinking about, is it worth doing this? Now, don't get me wrong, all of my old listings that were on Poshmark that still aren't there. Now I just made myself lose my train of thought. But all my old listings, I'm pricing lower because I want to just get them the heck out, right? But I don't want to start like that. I don't want to start making $4 an item, you know? So the mall tier brands that used to be easy to sell that are no longer easy. We have Banana Republic, J. Crew. Now, I just want to tell you, J. Crew, for me, some different style, really preppy dresses I can still sell. Lucky Brand. I remember when I first started 6 years ago, or maybe Lucky Brand started 5 years ago, but I started 6. That Lucky Brand was the shit. Yes, it was. It was one of the pair of jeans that I could buy and make money on. I'd say $40 I can literally make on them. Then it went to 30 and 20. American Eagle. So I would definitely not buy American Eagle anymore. But if I saw something really unique, I would check the comps. Ann Taylor. Ann Taylor, about 4 years ago, used to sell for me. Now, nothing sells. Nothing. Madewell, very, very selective with. Yeah, very. So again, I would only comp unique things, and Madewell was a good seller for me. I used to make at least 25 on a pair of jeans. So I used to grab them without any hesitation whatsoever. Now, unless it's a leather piece or it's something that really stands out, maybe cashmere, sometimes 100% cotton, yeah, will sell. And just rare style things or vintage. If I don't do that in those styles, they sit. And for other resellers also, as I researched. I don't want inventory that sits, guys. I've heard so many resellers over the years saying, I don't have a warehouse. I want to get things. I'm not supposed to be like a warehouse. I want to get things in and out. And that's what I now want for this new time in my life. So this is what I look for instead. If I don't know which name brands are working right now, and I don't want inventory that just sits, like oversaturated trend brands that I've been seeing. Even brands like Free People, Madonna Mia, Free People used to sell for me and everybody else like there was no tomorrow. And it used to feel like gold. It felt like you were finding something so rare, but not all Free People is equal anymore. I see that on the live sales, they sell it for so much cheaper. So that's why I said before, I'm not sure if that's what brought down prices for certain brands, but I do see them selling things really cheap on Poshmark Live, Whatnot, District. So, yeah. So, general pieces, there are just thousands listed. If you go and look, you will be shocked. I looked. It's crazy. So, what am I focusing on now? Quality over label, scarcity over hype. Pieces with strong materials that are made of quality The stitching is good. I know I make money on those no matter what brand they are, because there was one or two brands in there that I named that I can find really nice sweaters, kind of like they're Irish sweaters in my head. They're just made so well that they're heavy. A lot of people do love those type of things. Too heavy for me, but not judging. Pieces with a niche, like vintage niche, yes, for sure. And you'll always find, I want to say hippie, but that's not what I'm thinking of, but I'll think of it. You'll always find this other brand, not brand, this other term that I'm thinking of, and items that people actually need. So sometimes I'm always surprised when I'm watching another reseller on YouTube and they'll say something to the effect of, yeah, I sold a lot of plain black, blah, 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 or basic black. So think about those things also. I'm thinking to myself now when I'm in the thrift store, would I buy this at this price with shipping added? Because that's the thing. I mean, I will even see things that are $4, but then the shipping is $8. Do I want it? Not really. So if the answer is no, I just leave it now. That's it. I'm protecting my peace, which is something that I am very, very secure with. Not secure, but I put a barrier up for that peace. I can't think of words today. Sorry, gonna be 62 soon. So why all this matters, I'm really doing my best now to put in a lot of my videos why these things matter. So, of course, I have to read this. It's not about fear. It's not about evolution. If we keep sourcing the way we did in 2020 in a 2026 market, we're going to feel burnout. I believe we're going to lose money. Definitely not make money. I mean, it may even out with all the other things you buy, but on these particular things, heavy inventory, so things taking up space in your house, if that's where you leave them, or paying for a storage unit or a warehouse or rent for a retail store like I did, and constant discounting. I don't want that anymore. Do you? Because I'm discounting way more than I ever used to. We do not need more items. We need better decisions. That's what we really do leave. So, need, not leave. So, as a reseller, I'm not quitting. I'm adapting. I'm adjusting again. And that also feels powerful. It really does, because it just gives you this feeling that you're taking control of it all. So, because I think the smartest sellers right now are the ones willing to say that worked before, but it's not working now. I think those sellers will make more money this year, and we are allowed to evolve. Things that we said were great sellers last year, it doesn't mean we were wrong. They were. They're not now. We're allowed to evolve, right? So this is just from my research and from my experience. It may be different for you. And like I said, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. So let me know if these are still selling for you, and if you are that diamond in the rough, if you're selling these things and other people aren't, for a good price, of course. Not if you're selling them and you had to discount them down to nothing. So guys, I will see you again soon. Let me know what type of videos you would like to see in the future, because I plan these each day, but I'm never sure. So let me know if you don't mind, and if you want to see content that you want to see, let me know, because I may be able to accommodate that, and I'd be happy to, because then I learn too if it's something that I don't know. So enough, I'm ranting. I will see you again soon. Marion the Smiley Thrifter. Good luck in your thrifting. See you soon.